nailed it, right?
Except for I don't see a head bob happening over there.
Oh, I love the YouTube, the GoPro.
I mean, what a view. I've been fighting for that view for a while.
There we go.
Wow, look at that.
There we go. Emmy's doing it still.
That's what we got the young kids for, right?
Yeah.
The youngins can do the...
You might need to turn your camera a little.
Oh, which way? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, right
Yep.
there.
That'll probably be good. I know.
Look at that view, Julio.
That's awesome.
Hi, guys. Welcome to The Pivot. We are The Pivot, brought to you by Vast Bank, executive produced by Toby Biocchini. We're live from Crybaby Hill Studios in sunny and chilly Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're here to build a DK lineup, as hopefully you know by now. I got Jared here to my right. Hi, Jared.
What's up?
We got Emmy. Emmy's got headphones and a chair this week.
A new chair.
New chair.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Emmy. Evidently, she can't hear us.
I didn't know I had the headphones.
Oh. Can she not hear us through the headphones?
No,
I
you
can now. I just didn't have them on.
Oh, yeah, we bought those so that you could hear us. Yeah.
Okay.
We bought the
Oh,
chair so you could sit.
yeah.
And we bought the chair for sitting. Yeah. And we got the Juice. What's up, Juice?
Hey, what's up, man?
How's Christian? Is he doing okay?
Man, last Sunday was not a good day.
For our lineup and for Christian.
For everything, yeah.
Yep.
So my kid had a seizure Sunday morning. Scary stuff.
Wow.
We don't know. Okay.
We don't know if it's COVID related or not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into all that,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's he's good. He's back at school.
Good.
It's
Good to
all
hear.
good, but it was really, really scary. So
Man.
about as scary as our lineup was.
Yeah. So we made some last minute changes based on some injury stuff, and we'll probably never. do
It
that.
went bad. It was a terrible decision.
It's the worst
Actually,
lineup I've ever been a part of.
Both lineups were terrible decisions.
I had
so it
nothing
didn't
to do
really
with
matter.
that.
Yeah,
The changes.
Juice,
though.
we can say that Juice had nothing to do with the
Cash
changes.
did well.
Yes, Cash won. We Juice is 5-1 since he took control.
Wow.
And the one is still he might have been 6-0. I have never actually put pen to paper to find out if I did make those adjustments. I think the defense would have cost us. Anyway, we're doing well. Heads
Good.
up.
Good.
How did Red Ryan do?
Terrible across the board.
Yeah, so it wasn't good. But Juice had a good showing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
You
It was
finished
like
top 10,
top 10.
I was in the league. I was 29th out of 30. Is that good?
and 30th was us.
No, third. No, I beat someone. But that was the only person I beat.
Okay. I'm forgetting the show lineup and your lineup is the same. I apologize.
Yeah.
That was a dumb question. Yes, we were 29th out of 30th.
Yeah, so
that
I
means
beat someone.
We'll be dropping that lineup.
I
Yeah.
hope.
No hindsight 2020 because
don't
the
need-
hindsight is it was bad.
Yeah, we
Hindsight
apologize.
is hope you didn't listen to the show last night.
Yeah, if you skipped last week's show, you probably
It wasn't even the show lineup.
No.
We did a last minute change that was
It was terrible.
not great.
Daniel Jones is probably on the list. We used to have the list. We don't have the list anymore. Nobody's made the list this year.
Well, you said you were going to get some chalkboard, right?
Yeah, well, that's going to be in Emmy's room. But
I
yes.
do. I do have a hindsight.
What's your hindsight?
What is it?
So we talked about how I will never talk about Derrick Henry again.
Yeah, it's true.
The big dog is
He's
in the
down.
kennel for the rest of the.
Yeah.
That's
rest of the year.
Injuries are.
They're saying at least 6 weeks, if not more.
I
Yeah,
think-
well, that's true. He could come back for the playoffs. I
Yep,
guess.
but- yeah.
Every preseason, I forget how big injuries are a factor in fantasy. I just assume that everybody I draft will go through the year healthy, and it just doesn't happen. And
Doesn't happen.
Derrick Henry's about as big a loss as it can.
Ooh, it was rough for me.
yeah.
And I mean, if anybody listens to this show, they know that Jared's love for Derrick Henry. So
Yep.
that must have been a rough Sunday for you, Jared.
It was a very sad. I might have cried a little bit on that Sunday. Losing Derrick Henry, it was not a fun Sunday.
I didn't cry.
I didn't cry.
I was almost like, you know what? I don't like football anymore.
Wow, you kind of walked in this morning acting like you didn't like football anymore, or
Well,
a podcast,
you know. Also, what's
or,
interesting
or
about
Matt
the
doing
Henry
construction on his condo.
injury is now he will not be a part of November
Oh wow,
because that's traditionally his big month is November.
It's
oh
true.
wow.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So enough about Henry, I guess.
I'm sad because 2 of the 8 teams that I drafted in high stakes league own Henry, and was the first time we ever drafted Henry, and he was doing marvelous.
He was. He was.
But this is why you
Going
build depth
crazy.
in season-long leagues, and you don't have to worry about stuffing Henry in your lineup in
Yeah.
DFS anymore. So tell us what we did not hit the nuts. What was the nuts? What did the Million Maker lineup? The person who built that, what did they do?
All right, the nuts last week. I had no exposure to it, most likely. was Carson Wentz at quarterback, 20.3 points. Mitchell.
I would have never played Carson Wentz.
Is it Elijah Mitchell? I can't remember his first name.
Elijah Mitchell, yes.
Elijah Mitchell for San Francisco, 22.7. Michael Carter for New York Jets.
I had one lineup with him.
He killed it. He had 14 targets, 77 rushing yards, 95 receiving yards.
He's officially entered the fantasy realm of significance.
Yep. You won't be surprised by this one. Cooper Kupp was in it.
I'm sick of Cooper Kupp.
A.J. Brown for Tennessee.
We hit that. Julio and I had that.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of it. Pittman Jr. for Indianapolis. He got 2
Julio
touchdowns in like the first, 4 minutes of the first quarter.
I just picked him up in a season-long league.
Yeah, he had a good day. Furmuth. I can't say his name. Tight end for Pittsburgh.
I thought about playing him when I was getting to Mo Alley Cox, who got 0.
He got 14.4 points. Chris Godwin for Tampa Bay, 31 points. And then the Seahawks against Jacksonville, 13 points.
I didn't know they were moving Godwin to the slot. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He's going to be deadly until Brown gets back.
Brown should be back, if not this week, next week. So
I'm just looking at my single bullet lineup from last week. I usually do like a one for the 100,000 to first.
Right.
And it got 162.
Nice.
I had Wentz.
You played Wentz?
I had Wentz, I had Godwin, Pittman, Arnold, Brown. My snowflakes were Kamara, Swift, and then the Lions D.
It's been a tough year
-4. I have officially become the no defense whisperer this year.
Yes, but you and me both. We are
Like,
finding negatives when it comes to defense.
Right.
Well, we need to turn it around this week, right?
Yeah, we do. It's been a rough couple weeks.
We're coming to you early at 10 o'clock on Thursday. Jared, the producer, as you guys know, is crypto rich and is traveling the world.
Is it a private charter?
Taking
flight?
No, but it's first class. I mean,
Yeah,
of
so
course.
Did you get Josiah on first class with you?
Yeah.
His wife bailed.
Not bailed. She got sick.
She bailed.
She was crying all day whenever
And he's
we made
laughing
that
at
decision.
my
if it
headset
were
because
me,
that means
You're
bail.
laughing at my wife's misery.
No, I'm laughing at him saying your wife bailed.
My wife would bail.
She bailed. I was there when she bailed. Literally, when I heard the conversation, when he hung up the phone, I said, well, Josiah's going. There's no chance she's going to feel better by the time you leave.
No, she didn't bail. She was very upset.
This is just my thoughts here, but
It's a trip without the kids, and she's not going to bail on that.
If you really
It's-
want to,
It's the stress. You don't understand the being a mother. I hate to try to interject mother view here, but yes, trip without kids is
Heaven for her.
not heaven for her.
Oh, it is. I know my wife.
No.
It's heaven.
I know females.
trip without kids.
Not
is
my
heaven?
female.
No, tell him, veteran. Your wife would go crazy without the kids, right?
No.
She would.
No, not at
No.
all.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
No one's
I'm
climbing
wrong.
on you and crying in your
wrong.
lap the whole time.
The guy that doesn't have kids doesn't know what he's talking about. Shocking.
My wife would cry tears of joy.
No, you guys are full of it.
No.
Okay, you know what we're going to do coming weeks? We're going to get the wives on here, and we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to cross-examine your wife like she is a witness against my client.
My wife is like Juice's wife. She would cry happy tears
Yeah.
the
Then she
entire
could've
time.
sucked
She's like,
it up
yes, I will take a mimosa. Thank you
Yeah.
so
we
much.
could spend 20 minutes
Keep 'em
on this.
coming.
Yeah.
We could literally spend 20 to 30 minutes on this. I think you both are wrong.
The
Sorry,
only thing I'm
I
going to
think
say
you're
though
wrong.
is
I'm wrong, Emmy?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Emmy doesn't have any kids either. She doesn't know
I
what
don't
she's
have
talking
kids, but I know people like a break from their kids.
yeah,
No,
for
they
sure.
don't. Not women. They freak out. I'm an
So
expert in dating women
Matt,
with children.
I travel a lot for my job.
Right?
Right.
You're different. I'm not
I
including
enjoy
you guys
a night
on the,
away from the kids every now
You
and
think
again.
I'm including you two on the list of moms? That I'm no. You two are. I'm not comparing you to the moms.
Okay.
You two, I think, are fine getting on a first class flight without your kids. And
Well.
I mean, not that you don't love them both. You guys are great fathers. There's
Love my kids, but of course you got to get a break.
Yes. I think your wife bailed. She wants to be with your kids.
No.
Your kids are extremely young.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about this some other time. Guys, check
Anyways,
in,
football.
Check in for the marriage podcast.
I'm surprised that
Where-
the chat hasn't been going crazy.
right? So, okay, we're not going to play Guess the Chalk because we don't know what the chalk is. So
we
let's-
do. Actually.
Oh, we got a little
yeah,
bit of chalk?
We do.
Okay, well, let's
Nice.
quick, since we spent so much time on Jared's wife bailing on his wedding trip, let's quickly go through top two of each position. I cheated. I looked at some of this, so I think I can guess pretty well.
Okay.
Jared, guess the chalkiest quarterback.
Chalkiest quarterback might be, I would guess, Mike White.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. I'm
Well,
going to go with Jordan Love.
I believe Mike White isn't on this. I think he plays tonight.
Yep.
Oh, he does play
So he's
tonight.
not-
yeah. That's
Okay,
too bad.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry. Let me.
Love 50 Cent.
You were not supposed to get the 50-cent piece.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button twice.
This is great.
There we go.
Oh God.
And this is actually the button I was trying to hit the whole time. There we go.
Man, that got me fired up. That
We got-
whole little montage. of
Yes,
this.
there's a montage of buttons.
I'm gonna say Josh Allen against Jacksonville.
I'm going Jordan Love.
Josh Allen was my pick.
Oh, okay. Go.
Well, Emmy and JMJ would be correct.
Nice.
You
Josh
both got it
Allen.
right? Wow. I think you guys are cheating.
No.
Number 2, anyone want gander a guess?
Jordan Love.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna do
Stafford.
Hurts.
Kyler Murray.
Oh.
Kyler Murray. Really?
So the
he
top
might not
two-
even play this week.
So the most two expensive are the top two. Interesting.
Yeah.
Good builds, guys. Way to go with that. Okay, let's go to running back. Henderson, my guess.
I just let me see here. Is Detroit playing this week? Because it's whoever's playing against Detroit. That's who the chalk's gonna be.
I
No, they're
believe
not
Detroit
playing.
is not playing this week.
Nope, they're
Wow,
not.
you're killing it so far.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna say
If we had a segment of who's not playing
Yeah,
on the
excellent.
slate, the
No,
Jared would
no,
kill it. This
Kamara. I'm doing Kamara. Kamara is what I'm doing. Is my guess. Kamara.
Kamara is on the slate, so we're getting warmer. But no, he's not. He's not number 1 or 2.
I like the game where you name somebody not
He's
on the
playing.
slate each time. That's hard to do. I couldn't even come up with somebody
Actually,
not on the slate.
I decided last week after I watched Detroit let the Philadelphia running backs get 4 touchdowns. None of them were Gaineswell, by the way, which was just
No.
painful.
Yes, none of them were game.
After I saw that happen, I was like, I'm playing whoever's playing against Detroit every week from now until the end of the season.
Great.
Don't ever question Jared's preparation.
There's
for
no
the
reason.
show.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
that 78 was well earned last week.
So okay, let's go. Number 1 and 2.
I
Who we
guessed Henderson. Is
I
it?
said Kamara.
I'm right
No.
on one of
No,
them.
no.
What?
got? Neither.
Aaron Jones.
Who?
Aaron Jones.
That's not a bad guess.
Not a
Oh,
bad
that's
guess,
a good,
but no.
good guess.
McCaffrey and Cordero Patterson.
Okay.
Really, Cordell Patterson.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
No matter.
Moving to wide receiver quickly. I'm gonna go with Cup and Adams. No, I'm gonna go with. Who is
God,
Brown? I'm gonna go AJ Brown.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was AJ Brown?
No.
Man,
Cooper
$7,500.
Cup.
She's
Cooper Kupp.
Anyway, Cup.
Cooper Cup? No.
Receiver's hard.
Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb.
I like that.
CD's got a good matchup. Jamar, I don't love his matchup, but
These are projections from Line Star. They're not
thank
my
you,
favorite.
Line Star. By the way, Line Star, we are hardcore pressing for you to be a show sponsor. We are both big. Julio and I have been longtime users of Line Star. That's
Yeah.
how I build my NBA lineups. I couldn't do it without
Nice.
them. So, well, good. Okay, tight end, real quick.
Tight end, yeah.
Tight end, chalky tight end.
I'm gonna go with Kyle Pitts.
No.
You should have guessed it. I wish you.
TJ
Oh,
Hawkinson.
wait, who's not playing? I'm supposed to guess.
TJ Hawkinson.
I'm gonna go with Gesicki.
Good
Amy,
choice.
you got a
but no.
tight end guess?
Travis Kelsey.
Nailed
Ding,
it.
ding, ding. Number 2.
So she got 2 of them right.
So Zach Ertz and Travis Kelsey are the top 2.
Interesting.
Dalton Schultz is 3, so I guess Line Star is very high on Dallas this week.
Yes.
From what I'm seeing.
That when they called Tampa, when Tampa blew up, they had every Tampa receiver over 20 points. So well, good. That's awesome. I didn't. The good news is usually my whole team that I've built is on the chalk list, and it wasn't. So let's. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready to drop some
I
bass?
thought we were doing the yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't they? He thought I was going to skip the 50-cent
Yeah, I
pieces.
thought you
just
were.
I was getting us ready for the well-designed intro. Anything that makes your head bop around here, we're big fans of.
I gotta say, the montage earlier just fired me up for some reason.
Can't wait for that to play back.
But
So 50-cent pieces are games that are going to go over 50. These are the games that obviously we're trying to corner so that that we can find the crab, as I call it. The points are where the points are. This is well stated segment here. We're going to just give us the damn games.
so my weekly little dig at Ray's
Yes.
league, there would only be one 50-cent piece on the main slate.
So we should actually be excited that our league allows us to play what? How many? One more or two more?
Well, there's only two 50-cent pieces this week.
Wow.
Chargers, Eagles, 50.
Okay.
And then Titans, Rams, a Sunday night game, 53.5. Those are the
Titans,
two
Rams.
50-cent pieces this week. A lot of like upper 40s, but only two true 50-cent pieces this week.
Wow. Okay, give us a couple of the upper 40s.
Vikings, Ravens,
Yeah, I like
49.5.
That's been a Line Star likes that game.
Broncos, Cowboys, 49.5.
Okay.
See, I don't like that one as an over.
Bills, Jaguars, 48.5.
So there's a lot of close ones.
I
like-
like
I
I
Bills,
like that game. I do
Jaguars,
too. I do too.
The Packers, Chefs, 48.
Oh wow. I wonder if that got dropped because they dropped the spread 8 points after.
Yeah, because
Aaron
COVID, Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
They dropped the spread 8 points.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the Packers were originally favored in that game?
They're They're
Yeah.
plus 8. It was a pick 'em and now it's plus 8.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So, you got a game right off the bat that both Jared and I sprouted up when you said Jacksonville Buffalo. For some reason, I think that could be high scoring.
Yeah.
Though
like that game.
Watching Jacksonville play Seattle, which I thought would be high scoring, leaves me some doubt that game will be high scoring.
God, Seattle sucks, don't they?
My Geno Smith play last week worked out real well.
But
he started off 10
But
for
you
10.
know who's even worse is Jacksonville.
Yes. So they're
I
bad.
mean, they were bad.
I've lost Matt.
Uh-oh. Matt is gone.
Switch it to the. I'll just come in there, do it real quick.
Oh, there. Oh,
There you
no.
go. We got something.
No, we got two Jareds now. Oh.
It just keeps going back to blank.
Uh-oh. We were doing so well,
I
too.
like the background.
Yeah, we were having a
It's still good.
I
don't know what happened to his, but I have a backup.
Got it.
Um,
Matt, can you move?
Can I move?
Okay. You were just sitting still, so I couldn't tell if you were still frozen or not.
Backup camera to the rescue.
There
you
we
good
go.
now?
Yeah, I'm alive. There we go. Yeah. So we both kind of said Buffalo, Jacksonville. What game are you thinking? Line Star likes Baltimore. Their matchup this week with Minnesota. I do think Minnesota's defense is a little lacking when they play good teams. I don't know. What'd you see? You see a game you like?
There's a sneaky game I kind of like this week. It's Houston and Miami.
Houston, Miami.
Tua, they're starting to unleash him a little bit.
I like it.
Devontae Parker's out. Waddle, Gesicki.
Parker's out?
He's questionable.
Your cousin has way too much man love for Devontae Parker. I mean, I just gave up talking to him about it.
He's been getting good, consistent targets, like a decent amount every
Your
week.
cousin hits us with facts and stuff like that. So that kind of throws me when he actually uses statistics and
Yeah, that's
stuff to
not good.
explain his argument. We're feel people around here, okay? And I just don't feel Devontae Parker right now. Anyway,
Well,
but we'll move on. That's
yep.
another show we can talk. We can talk about that Monday. Are you gonna be back Monday for your sit? The
No.
the widely popular start sit show.
I think we're going to be doing that on Tuesday this week.
Wow. So you guys have been really consistent with the times, right?
No.
Anyway, great show. Cousin and Jared squaring off on start sits and debate. It's a good debate, a little more debate show, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I heard them last week. They were just going at it. I was like, yeah, go at it. Anyway, let's move on.
I'll tell you a big game though, just not necessarily DFS, but interesting game is Cleveland Cincinnati, just for the race.
I do like that game.
I think Burrow has been looking good.
He does look good. Chase looks great.
Yeah, Chase looks great.
Uzomah looks pretty good.
Uzomah,
Boyd did good last week, didn't he?
Nick Chubb with no. I'm drawing. A
I'm
blank.
guessing OBJ won't be playing in that game.
No,
his
he's
dad won't
not.
be playing.
So Landry's going to get, if Landry's healthy, he'll get like 20 targets.
Apparently,
right?
Odell Beckham's not even on the team right now.
That's what I understand. He's
Yep.
not practicing.
Not practicing. I think he's going to be cut here soon.
Well, let's transition into
How about Aaron Rodgers just shocking the world and
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk
lying about the COVID vaccine?
I thought we were going to hear a take on John Wick costume.
Oh, is that what he lied about it?
Well, I mean,
He said he was immunized. They asked him directly if he had been vaccinated, and he said he was immunized.
immunized.
There we
Immunized,
go.
I
That's
see.
a word not for me.
Immunized.
Immunized.
I
That's
like that pronunciation
it's
though.
a more southern take on it. You're adding the strength on the last syllable. There, instead of the
It
middle syllable.
is.
Yeah. New segment that we kind of started is dumpster dive and top shelf. Dumpster dive is obviously we're kind of trying to show you some of the value we're looking at. You'll obviously get some of that as we build the lineup too, but just kind of some of the favorites. And top shelf, we're looking at out of the high class, high expensive players who we like the best, which also may kind of be similar to a lock and load. So these are all kind of top shelf, dumpster dive, lock and load. They're all kind of segments together. Jared, you like cheap plays?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, wow. He's ready for it.
It actually has to do with Juice's favorite sneaky game, Houston against Miami, and it's Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
Yep, Nico Collins has had 6, 5, and 4 targets the last 3 weeks. They're playing Miami.
How many times have we heard this name?
I was just thinking that.
Listen, they don't even have to tune in anymore. It's just like play Derek.
Have you guys watched this
Does
guy?
Nico Collins sponsor the show?
I am not saying that
Listen,
Nico Collins isn't a great dumpster dive.
He's a great dumpster dive. He's probably going to get a touchdown this week. He's 3,600 for Houston, and I think it's pretty decent value for Nico Collins playing against a team that isn't that great against the pass. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I feel like $3,600.
It does kind of matter who the quarterback is.
No, we've had what is it? Patty, what's his name? Mills? What's his name?
Mills.
Davis Mills. Last 3 weeks.
I mean, if you haven't convinced the listeners by now, I don't know how you're going to.
He's
right?
I would go for Nico Collins. That's my dumpster dive this week.
I like it. Emmy, you got any cheap plays?
I don't
Last
think
week I
so.
forgot to ask you, and then you had cheap plays, so I didn't want to forget to ask. I have a running back that I kind of like. I don't know how cheap he is. I'm looking to see Ingram at 4,600.
Mark Ingram.
You think he's going to get work?
I think he's going to get a lot of the red zone work. I think
Okay.
they're playing Atlanta. I think they're gonna they forced him in last week. Like he got lots of. I mean, how many carries did he end up with before?
6.
Okay. I mean, did he get any catches?
He got 2 receptions
And did he
and 2
score a
targets.
touchdown?
No touchdowns, but he had 25 reception yards, 27 rushing yards.
I'm gonna proclamate it right now. Mark Ingram scores a touchdown.
All right.
Ooh.
I mean, they used to be the 1-2 punch in the Saints, so I mean, I'm not. wouldn't be too surprised
I
if
feel
that
like they're
continued
gonna.
at some point.
I feel like he's gonna get a lot of red zone action. I feel like they're gonna use him a lot this week against Atlanta. That's my dumpster dive.
All right, Mark
Juice,
Ingram.
you got one?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Oh wow, not just one. We got a couple. Nice.
I can never pronounce this guy's name, so I don't know. Bless you, Emmy.
Thank you.
Let's see that. Emmy, let's see that GoPro shot real quick as he
The
focuses.
GoPro shot. It's still
This
doesn't
this
work.
guy I'm going to mention. We've talked about him in the show before,
Yeah.
and he's done us good. Albert Aquabugnum. I know I butchered that name, but Noah Fant's on the COVID list, so I think Albert O is going to
We
get.
used Alberto
last year.
in our run to second place.
Yeah.
This was right when things were getting heated, and we threw Alberto, and he got a touchdown for
Yeah,
us. You
he
remember?
did.
That was big. I thought we were just straight genius.
So
at
I'm
that
I'm
point.
kind of going back to the Albert O. Well, I
like
think
it.
he's 2,600. Kind of reminds me of last week, the tight end for Jacksonville.
Dan Arnold.
Dan is kind of a Dan Arnold-esque type play around the same price range.
Dan Arnold. I mean, he was just. I think he's a good play this week.
Yeah.
Too, by the
Yeah.
way.
A couple other dumpster dives. Javonte Williams at 4,800 for Denver.
Like it.
And then this one's, I don't know. I just have a feeling Mike Davis is going to get in the end zone this week.
Really?
Yeah. So those are kind of my cheap plays.
You heard it here first. Mike Davis, Mark Ingram. You might as well just put them in your DFS lineup and build around it, right? They're both getting touchdowns.
Yeah.
I've got one more.
One more. Okay.
Derek Gore for Kansas City.
That's a good one.
They're
we
playing.
so we watched that game together.
Yeah, we watched that game. They're playing a Jordan Love headed Green Bay team. So I would guess that Kansas City gets ahead at some point, and Derek Gore gets a decent amount of work.
So what about that?
He's only 4,000.
We'll talk about that a little bit when we talk about favorite stacks of the week. But what about a Jordan Love running about?
I was going to say that dude, you're going to have to really convince me not to play him this week.
Jordan Love.
Yeah. I mean, he's my lock and load.
Oh yeah, he's only 4,400.
4,400,
Yeah.
dude. Against Kansas City.
How popular do you think he's going to be?
Probably pretty popular.
I don't think so. Not according to LineStar.
Wow.
Really? Why? Kansas City basically doesn't have a defense.
I like it. I like the running it back with Gore. I mean, you spend what, like $8K?
Yeah, 8.4 thousand for both of them.
And then just start sticking Cup and whoever else you want to.
I got to say, being a Chiefs fan, I'm really worried about the Chiefs right now.
They don't look good.
They do not look good.
Well, let's transition because the Chiefs are pretty top shelf. What's our favorite up top plays? I don't love anything up top from the running back position. Quarterback position, I never play anything from up top. So the only thing I would consider playing from the up top, the top shelf play of the week for me, Buffalo Bills D.
Buffalo Bills D, really?
Wow.
I really like Stephon Diggs this week. I feel like he's going to be he's going to produce big numbers this week against Jacksonville.
He's due, right?
Yeah.
It feels like every week at least I think Stephon Diggs.
He scored last week, right?
He scored last week. He got 15 points, not until the very last quarter.
Yeah,
but it's not like the explosion that we've seen from Diggs.
Last week, Diggs and Allen just drove me to a season-long championship. They just were 30-30 every week. We're not getting that. I mean, Allen had a great week this week, but Diggs is just
he's been frustrating. Yeah, it's super due, and he's only $7,700 against a really bad defense. I mean, it's not even that big of a risk. In my opinion,
he might not even be considered top shelf.
I mean, he's the fifth most expensive wide receiver on the week.
It's a cheap wide receiver week.
I love the $6,000 range at receiver this week.
Emmy, do you got a top shelf guy that you want to get on tape that's your guy of the week?
Yes, Josh Allen.
Oh wow, that's a good one. I say oh wow a lot, by the way. That's it's a tick I've picked up that whenever you guys say something, I say oh wow.
Oh wow.
We might have to record me saying
yeah, we might have to do a sound
record in just so that every time you guys want to,
just so you don't have to say it.
When I'm not here, you guys can just say can say something and then say oh wow and move on.
I do have a hindsight real quick. I was just thinking about
this. So we're 7 segments back here.
Yeah, we're going back. But last week the thing that tilted me the most was Jalen Hurts. Like 3 touchdowns got vultured by
he's started Jalen Hurts in every cash lineup he's ever built.
Like total scrubs.
Yeah. I had a lot of exposure to Gainwell last week, and it was just torturous.
Well, Julio, did you give us our favorite top shelf?
No. I think McCaffrey could be interesting if he plays.
I don't think he's playing.
I don't think he's going to play.
No.
Kamara at 8,200 is not.
He almost seems like, I mean, the weird part is there's not much top shelf.
There's not.
So
this slate is really
it's almost
kind of
like,
bad,
it's
honestly.
Like, do I force myself to make top shelf this week? Because, I mean, like, Eckler's banged. Well, I guess he's not questionable anymore, but he was banged up. It's a tough decision. I'll be interested to see how we build a lineup because I've been going low shelf on running back. I'll tell you that. So lock and loads for you guys. Lock and loads would be a little different than top shelf. Lock and loads can be a 6,000, a 5,000. It's just a guy that we think needs to be shoved into every lineup. I will be honest. Usually I have a lock and load or somebody I shove into every lineup. Robinson was at mine last week and he got hurt.
He did good for the 4 carries that he had, and then he got injured.
You want to know who the guy that's been in every one of my lineups that I built this week?
Who?
It correlates with my top shelf play, the Bills D, Zach Moss.
Yeah, I like Zach Moss this week.
I think Zach Moss and Bills D at the flex and defense that combined salary doesn't kill you, right?
Mm-mm.
I mean, Zach Moss has been in on 70. He was in 70% of the snaps last week, so it seems like they like him over Singletary. Singletary's not really a factor anymore.
Right? No,
and he's Singletary's more kind of just the third down back. I've noticed. I feel like game script could be very favorable to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to lock and load him, but he's certainly going to be locked and loaded into my lineup.
Well, our lock and loads are on the same team, and I want to lock and load Stephon Diggs.
Wow, that's your guy this week. Are we using a producer exemption to get him in?
Probably.
Oh wow, the fifth one.
If you guys don't want him in, which I don't know why you would.
We can talk about it. Because we just said there's a lot of $6,000 receivers that we like.
All right.
That would be the one reason. What's your lock and load? Did Julio give us one?
Mm-mm.
I just love Jordan Love this week at $4,400.
Okay, let's do it. I think that
I
That's
mean,
fine.
$4,400 for a starting quarterback that's going to play the whole game unless he gets injured. At Kansas City, horrible defense. I mean, dude, he just has to basically show up and he's gonna pay off that salary.
So does that mean that we play Devontae Adams? He's gonna be back at practice, supposed to today. So
I kind of like the Jordan Love paired with the running back.
Yeah, I kind of like Aaron Jones too.
I think he's
like
going to
that
get a
call.
lot of catches. I think he's going to get a lot of.
I would normally say Jared on the Devontae Adams, yes, but we have no idea who he's got chemistry with.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so, like, I think that if we play Jordan Love and Jones, we're kind of locking up all the touchdown equity in that game.
Don't you love it when he speaks smartly?
It doesn't happen often this year. But I don't know. I like that little pairing. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're basically locking in quarterback and that running back position for about $6K a player. That's good.
So we've kind of transitioned here into favorite stacks of the week, and so running back, quarterback stacks are real too.
Yep, especially if they catch the ball.
If we're stacking it, we'd run it back with somebody likely in the Kansas City. And there's a great thing about Kansas City is there's lots of good choices this week.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's healthy, it seems like. I'm not playing Williams. We can agree on that.
Not playing Williams, not playing Josh Gordon.
Yes, not everybody that we put in the showdown lineups last week are not getting in. Tyreek Hill, Line Star loves Tyreek Hill this week. Top 3 valued receiver. That could be who we run it back with. Obviously, tremendous ceiling every week. He's kind of due a big game, right? And
I agree.
this whole due factor may not be how we should be building lineups, but
Well, I just like the fact that no Jair Williams for Green Bay, so Tyreek should be able to eat.
yep. Let's do it. You okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing.
Let's just jump down to defense right now. Let's get it out of the way.
Okay.
I like getting him that way. We can get more realistic gauge on our salary.
I like doing defense and then tight end because that gives you
Yeah.
definitely the more. Okay, so moving over to defense. This used to be a strength of ours.
It's not. Maybe we should stop trying to find the cheapest defense.
I am giving up
this
on
slate.
trying to find cheapest defense.
Let's just
I'm
find
actually-
someone that's good.
I'm going to play Buffalo and Moss together this week, and it's expensive pairing. I don't like spending $4,000.
I really like Buffalo this week against Jacksonville. I mean, especially if James Robinson doesn't end up playing, who's going to score the points?
It's a lot. It's
probably
almost
Buffalo.
twice as much of what we generally put in the
I know.
defensive.
It's
spot.
But we got a
lot.
$4,400 quarterback this week.
That's a good point. And there's some running backs in the
Yeah.
that are pretty cheap too. I like Ingram.
And it's not a super expensive week. So, I mean,
Juice, what are you thinking?
God, that's a lot to pay for a defense.
If we're going to play the Bills defense, then we should play Zach Moss, right? That actually helps.
should.
That
We
helps
should.
with salary.
I like Miami against Houston at home. I
Not
don't know.
terrible.
I mean, it saves us about $1,000. Houston's bad.
How about we build with Miami right now, and if we have
Okay,
some extra,
yeah.
because I would like you, Jared. I love the Bills Moss pairing this
Okay.
week. So if we can get there, I'm fine getting there.
so are we doing so far? We got Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, and the Dolphins. Is that what we're doing
And
so far?
Tyreek Hill.
Emmy, will you bring up
Tyreek Hill.
I'm already on it.
She's on it. She heard you ask. So there you go, Jared. Wait, can you see it?
Yep.
We got Jordan Love, Jones, Hill,
Dolphins.
Dolphins D. I'm so used to saying Sanders the kicker because I have him on every season like that. We got Sanders the kicker. Okay, so where do we go from there? We
Could go to tight end.
let's move over to tight end. Tight end is a spot that I've struggled with lately. You guys nailed it with Arnold last week. Everybody had him play. He's got a pretty decent matchup this week too.
How are we feeling about Darren Waller this week?
I think an Arnold at tight end paired with Diggs at receiver would make our producer happy.
Arnold, yeah.
You like that at all?
He's $3,400 this week. What about Kyle Pitts? You guys like Kyle Pitts now that Calvin Ridley is gone for the season? Who's going to be the number one receiver on that team? Probably
don't-
Kyle Pitts, right?
I mean,
I'm
I
so-
believe he said this last week. Like, you should eat without Calvin Ridley. and he didn't.
He didn't, but it was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
I think
don't
Atlanta's playing a lot of weird games. We're so used to Atlanta having a good offense. All of us
I don't
right?
like picking on New Orleans defense right now. I mean, they just shut down Brady in Tampa Bay last week.
I like this Arnold
it's a tough matchup.
Diggs pairing here to get your Diggs guy in, right?
Dan Arnold against Buffalo.
What about a double stack with?
I don't know. I don't really like Dan Arnold against Buffalo.
What about a double stack?
They're going to have to throw 100 times to even be in the game.
I know, but whenever he throws 55 times, Dan Arnold. I mean, he had a lot of targets last week. But
he's had a lot of. Please look at Dan Arnold's targets for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, it was. He had 10 targets last week. He had 5 the week that he played, and then 8, 2, 4, 4.
Okay.
So.
You don't love Arnold, huh?
I don't love him because it's Buffalo, but I mean, I'm not against playing him, but I'm not as excited about him this week as I was.
Didn't
last
Arnold
week.
Sort of
he got
get
10 targets last week
though? Like, wasn't he doing nothing and he got a touchdown late in the game?
He definitely picked up his points at the end of the game.
He didn't get a touchdown, but I think he got most of his targets towards the end.
So do you have a tight end you like other than Pitts? I'm not trying to be rude, but
no,
Pitts is generally the only tight end we are hearing from you now these days.
I like Kelsey against
He's
Green
enamored.
Bay. I like Zach Ertz this week.
What about Freiermuth against Chicago? Or Uzuma against Cincinnati?
Uzuma against Cincinnati. I'm not a huge fan of playing Uzuma. He doesn't get a lot of looks. I mean, yeah, I like Kelsey.
What about Sweeney for Jacksonville or for Buffalo playing Jacksonville? He got a touchdown last week, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think my other favorite tight end on the week though is probably Goddard against the Chargers. He's $4,500. He gets a decent amount of targets. I think last week he had 7 in a game where all they basically did was run the ball. So if I were to pick and we weren't going to go with one of the more expensive tight ends, I'd probably go with Goddard. I like his matchup.
I don't dislike Goddard. I've never played Goddard and actually gotten Goddard to do anything. So that's my concern with Goddard. Like I know that's not a reason not to play him. Just every time I put him in the lineup, he doesn't produce. Juice, what are your thoughts at the tight end position?
There's a lot of I kind of like at tight end. I mean,
I like Conklin too, by the way, from Minnesota playing at Baltimore.
I do like Alberto.
He's cheap, right?
He's cheap.
Wait, now I'm not against playing a cheap tight end if he's like, how much is he? 20.
There's another player I like in that.
26, nice.
Another player I like in that game a lot. And Matt, you and I kind of talked about trying to maybe build our lineup more cashy.
Yep.
And I love this guy at 5,900, and that's Amari Cooper.
Oh, so you're liking the Alberto Amari Cooper pairing?
I mean, $5,700 Amari Cooper.
How is he so cheap?
That's what I'm saying. Game. I mean, it's just he's so cheap. Frees up a little bit of money. We'd have $6,300 for a running back, receiver, and flex.
To be honest, running back, wide receiver, that's the most we've ever left.
Wow, how is he 5,700? He just had
dirt,
13
right?
targets.
I know.
We got to play him, right?
Yeah, no, it's great.
He's going to be highly owned, right?
I mean,
you would assume.
Fine. I don't care. I mean,
I like
5,700 is I love that price tag.
I do like this lineup. I wouldn't mind, because we have so much money, trying Zach Moss and Bills D. Does anybody want to try that, or?
I mean, I like Bills D more than I think. Let's see here. What now? We got 5,400 per spot. I don't know. Let's build a little bit more.
Okay, you understand the reason of playing Zach Moss, right? Like,
yeah.
He's the point spread favorite at home. Those are when you try to play running backs.
Yeah.
In those scenarios.
I get why you're trying to play Zach Moss.
And he's 5,300 and very likely to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
he had 8 attempts last week. He doesn't get a lot of he gets targets and attempts, but he doesn't get a lot of attempts.
Who's that?
Zach Moss.
No, and he's not $8,000 either.
Right.
I mean, we're not paying $8,200 Kamara price for him either.
Right.
So, yeah, he's fairly priced based on the amount of attempts and work he gets. I mean, he's what, 5,300?
Yeah, 5,300.
So you need 15 to 18 points out of him to feel comfortable. And
yeah.
That would be 1 touchdown. So I'm fine, guys. I don't like shows where people say things and other people just say no. I like shows where if you're going to say no, then let's have some other ideas. Like, We can't just sit here and say no all day.
I mean, you did mention a guy earlier that I like this week, and I don't feel like we play him, and we should, as Darrell Henderson for the Rams.
I love Darrell Henderson.
I mean, he's 6,900. It's the highest point total of the week. He's at home.
I mean, to me, he looks the most like Derrick Henry. I know he's not Derrick Henry.
Right.
Don't get offended. But to me, he I don't know why he wouldn't continue to get huge numbers. He's consistently putting up, and they consistently don't price him as expensive as the rest of the guys.
I mean, I like Darrell Henderson. I feel like Tennessee's going to be playing from behind a lot more now.
If we play Darrell Henderson, we could try to squeeze A.J. Brown into.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I like that a lot. I think A.J. Brown's going to have a great week. He's going to get – he already was getting a decent amount of targets. I think he was 11 last week. And I bet that just goes up a little bit.
Well, if we do this, we got a couple of plays that you mentioned earlier, Matt, that are on the board.
I like Mike Davis is one, right?
Mike Davis, but you also mentioned Mark Ingram.
I do like Mark Ingram. He doesn't like. You didn't like Mark Ingram much.
No, I didn't have a problem with Mark
I
Ingram.
watched that whole game. They were. It may not show in the stats. They're clearly trying to give Kamara.
No, they used
break.
to be Kamara and Ingram used to be a 1-2 punch. So I totally get it. And for his first game back, he got a decent amount of work.
I do like Ingram here. I do like. God, let's talk about this real quick. Can you believe that Allen Robinson II is 4,700 now?
No, it's crazy.
I mean, what a year for that guy.
There have been a couple guys this year. He's one of them that just.
I like Patrick in that stacking in that Dallas-Denver game.
Let's look at his targets.
It's not good. Yeah, I mean, even Odell. I mean, obviously he's not playing this week, but even Odell Beckham is now 4,700. It's just crazy couple of years for him.
Yeah,
he needs to get out of Cleveland. Him and Baker just have no chemistry at all.
Are there any other cheap defenses we can look at, though? I mean,
Miami seems like they're right between being cheap and not cheap.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of want to get a little bit more money.
I don't hate the Bears. I don't hate the Eagles. I don't even hate Kansas City playing against Jordan Love.
That's yeah.
I mean,
that's bad juju.
That's a stretch.
We're gonna play both sides of this, guys. We're gonna get 20 out of Jordan Love and the Chiefs D all at the same time.
If we went Eagles, what is that?
I just think the Eagles have a lot of sack opportunities.
I agree. I just want to look at the flex. Now we're up to 5,200. What does that open up?
And then did we put OJ or who was it? Was it OJ Howard that you wanted to play at tight end?
Albert.
Alberto. Yes,
Alberto.
we have Alberto's at tight end.
That's right for Denver.
This guy's been on our radar a lot this year, and I like him this week. Kadarius Toney, no Sterling Shepard. He's already been ruled out.
Yep.
Is Toney healthy though?
He's questionable.
He had just had a contusion in his hand. It was nothing in his thumb. Someone stepped on his thumb.
I saw him walk off.
He got it bandaged up and came right back. It's nothing that's gonna.
Because it was weird because we watched that game, and that game was nothing like the Giants game 2 games ago, where Toney literally was just being peppered. With
funneled the ball.
Just
and they were
literally
playing Kansas City. I didn't understand it. I mean, towards the end, he started getting more targets, but
I don't mind Toney. I don't mind Boston Scott paired with the Eagles D either. He got a touchdown last week.
I'd rather play Toney. I think Toney's a great player.
Boston Scott before Sanders got hurt was averaging 5 targets a game. Before Sanders got hurt.
I like Boston Scott this week too, but I just like Toney a little bit more.
You're a big Toney fan in general, right? We can agree on that. Yes. You started him last week.
I started him last week. I actually started him before everyone else did. I almost won the Millionaire Maker.
That's true. You did. Okay. So I can see that you have some passion and personal desire for him. What do you think, Juice? This last spot here.
It's interesting. I mean, we got some options. Not as much as I'm not as excited about them as I thought I would be.
No.
God, if we could find an extra $100, we could play.
We could go
Zach Moss.
We could go. Oh wow, that's all we need.
Yeah.
Or we could go Bills D, and we could go Nico Collins.
I'd do that. Listen, Nico Collins is going to explode this week. This is going to be my T.Y. Hilton week. Nico Collins has a great matchup, and he's going to get a touchdown. I'm going to say it right now, Nico Collins is going to get a touchdown. He might get 7 targets, 50 yards, and a touchdown. That's probably what he's going to get.
He might get 1 target, 3 yards.
He'll get more than 1 target. They are actively trying to throw him the ball.
This is a tough little finish here. I don't love any defenses other than the Bills. They all kind of seem the same to me, so I really don't have any huge preference on.
What about Atlanta at New Orleans now that Jameis is out?
Atlanta at New Orleans now that Jameis.
So they're going to have Taysom Hill most likely or Trevor Siemian. I bet it's going to end up being Taysom Hill.
That gives us Zach Moss open.
I know.
You like that? I don't mind that. Yeah, I think that Falcons New Orleans game with Winston out will be low scoring if he plays. Period. Right?
If it's Simeon, they could sack him, get a pick probably.
If it's Hill, it's going to be low scoring because they're going to be running the ball all the time and the clock. Put it up there real quick so Jared can take a look at it. Jared, this is your lineup that you enter into Ray's League, so we kind of give you a little bit of extra leeway with this lineup. And you've had some great producer exemptions. Did you hear that come out of my mouth?
Oh, wow.
I said it.
I didn't hear it. I glossed over.
You've used 4 out of your 5.
Used 4 out of my 5.
You've had 6 touchdowns in those 4, right?
Yeah, and so you switched.
Who was your 4th?
My 4th was, I think it was, you guys just decided to name Nico Collins my 4th.
So you might actually have 2 more.
Yeah, I might actually have 2 more.
It's up to debate. Emmy, does he have 2 more? Or
I mean, I guess
more?
if we're looking at last week, I used like 8.
Hold on. Emmy is going to make the decision on this.
2 more?
Hold on, Julio. Make your argument. Do you think he has 1 or 2?
1.
I don't know why
I don't
you
even
hate
have
him.
an argument.
They're great.
We needed
Every single one.
I knew what she was going to say, so we needed another side. Emmy, what's your vote?
I think 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We'll give you 2.
makes sense. That's the logical answer.
Is there? You're
Considering
not
they're all
using
great.
Emmy's just too nice. I think that's the problem.
Are you using one this week? I don't think you did, right? So
I haven't yet. No,
I actually like our lineup this week.
I like it a lot too, and
This is
I think
the
I like it a little bit better with what was the Eagles and Kadarius Toney.
What do you think, Julio?
I mean, I'm down with whatever. Another guy that's at the
I'm glad
$5,300
I'm
range.
more than fine not playing Zach Moss in this lineup because that just means I'm not playing against him, right? Like,
Yeah,
so-
another guy at
That's true.
5,300 that's kind of quietly like coming on is T. Higgins.
I do like T. Higgins.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the targets: 7, 6, 15, and 6 in the last 4.
Somebody I really loved before he got listed as questionable was Robert Woods at 6,400.
Well, we don't have the money for that.
that would break us, right?
T. Higgins had 6 targets last week, 15 the week before. He had almost 100 yards, 3 yards short of a 100-yard week.
He's going to be like 1% owned too.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, I mean, if you, it's a good. What about McNichols? We haven't talked about McNichols.
No,
at all.
I don't really like
Oh,
any.
here we go.
I don't really like any of the running
Nobody
backs.
replacing Derrick Henry is good enough.
They're really not. They signed Adrian Peterson.
really
They've
not.
got McNichols, and we don't really know what's going to happen there. So it's a guessing game.
Dude, they were looking at Adrian Peterson.
They signed him.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
signed him. Yeah.
I also, by the
that
way,
tells you everything you need to know about McNichols.
Yeah.
Sanders has I think Emmanuel Sanders has a bounce back week this week.
Possibly. What did he get last week? 0?
0.
Yeah.
Bounce back from 0.
All he needs is 2, and that's a bounce back.
All he needs is 1. That's a bounce back.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You get 1 catch for 0 yards, and that's a bounce back.
That's a bounce back.
So we got about 5 minutes here, guys. 5 to 10 minutes to finish this bad boy up. We're stuck on the flex in the defense.
I vote Kadarius Toney and Eagles. That's why. That's my vote.
I also like Javonte Williams at 4,800.
Wow, that's a cheap Javonte Williams. He's coming on against a bad Dallas defense.
Yeah. And then it just doesn't really open up much on the defensive side.
I never go to cheap free up defense and be like, oh, wow, I get to play them now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This basically gives us the options the Ravens against Minnesota, which I don't think is terrible. Steelers against Chicago. We didn't talk about Najee Harris this much. Do we think
No.
is he? I mean, he just continually is going to be.
I think he's going to have a great week. I don't know if we need to pay that high for him this week.
Gotcha.
Is
Yeah,
that how you feel? Or
I haven't played him in any lineup yet. But that's why I'm asking because I
Yeah.
just haven't rostered him yet.
You know, another guy I'm loving lately playing is Joe Mixon.
I do love him. He's a good play.
He's just been so good.
Who do they have? They have Cleveland.
They play
this week.
Cleveland at home. I mean, he just catches. He runs. Like he's just very involved in the offense. But I mean,
I don't mind doing this.
But I
Let's-
like Henderson too.
Let's
so.
just look at this. Hold on. We're try this. And then we're just going to have to figure out where we're going to have to go down and see if it's an option. So what I've done is I've put the Bengals D and Joe Mixon in. So we would have to free up 2,200. Do we like Henderson or Jones better? We're not taking Cooper out. I don't want to take A.J. Brown out.
No, I don't want to take any of our wide receivers out. Our wide receivers are studs. I don't really want to take out. I mean, I really like Henderson this week against Tennessee. I like Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm just trying other things here. This is how we get to a lineup, right? Yeah,
I just can't. I can't stress $4,400 starting quarterback against Kansas City.
I'm not taking Eric Jordan Love out. I'm just trying to see if we can free up to go Mixon Bengals D. I like that.
We don't have to correlate. I mean, we're not even correlating our defense right now, are we?
No, we're not. Because I mean, I have the Eagles in. I guess you guys. Matt has the Bengals in.
I mean, we could do Mixon, but I like Henderson too.
I was just seeing if there was a way we could get him in the lineup too.
Who do you guys like more? Do you guys like Henderson more or Mixon more?
I think that's probably a coin toss right now. Mixon has looked really good.
I think the thing we should ask ourselves is, do we think that the Rams are gonna? Is it going to be more of an air game, or like both of those?
I think that I think Henderson gets there. I think he just
I think he
there's
does
so many
too.
ways to get there.
I think he does.
They've been running a ton of pass plays in the red zone to him. Have you seen that play that they run where they fake the handoff and then they just throw it to him?
Just toss it to him. I think that's like two of his. They did that twice last week. That was both his targets, and he got a touchdown out of it.
I mean, I don't mind Eagles D and Boston Scott in the flex, but I know you guys aren't Boston Scott fans.
No, I like Boston Scott. I just feel like he's not going to get the same amount of production as he did last week this week, because literally that's all they did. Both Jordan Howard and Boston Scott got 2 touchdowns.
That's it.
Jordan Hurts got a touchdown, and Gaineswell got all the dumpster time.
It was a tough game.
The garbage time. It was very tough to watch.
I don't mind Jacoby Myers in the flex either. I mean, he just keeps continually getting targets, right?
Yeah. He can't get in the end zone, but he keeps getting targets.
He got a 2-point conversion the other day.
I mean, the other guy that we talked about is Mike Davis too. I mean,
I do like Mike Davis. Does he fit in?
He does fit in.
Who would we have to?
We'd have to. I have Javonte Williams in right now.
Okay. Who do you have?
I'm not saying we have to.
What defense do you have?
I have the Eagles right now.
Okay, that's who I just had, and I just took him out. Okay, so Eagles. I don't mind Mike Davis. I do think he's touchdown dependent. Why can't I? He doesn't seem to fit in my. How much is he?
He's 4,700.
Oh, that's why he's so cheap.
They're against the Saints though.
Yeah.
I don't really like Mike Davis, and be honest.
That's fine.
I don't love Mike Davis.
Yeah,
so.
he got 6 targets last week, so that again, it's a price play.
I think if Landry's healthy, I think he's going to get 20 targets this week.
Yeah, that could be a good play. He got 10 targets last week, eight targets the week before. There's definitely not going to be an Odell Beckham this week, which doesn't really matter. He doesn't get much targets anyways, and every single time he does, Baker just throws it over his head.
So let's do this just to finish the show and talk about a few things. I put Tony in there with the Eagles D.
Yep.
That seemed to be your favorite.
That is my favorite one that we've talked about so far.
I can go with Tony. I've sort of developed a little bit of a man crush on Tony.
I mean,
so
the Tony of 2 games ago was amazing. I was like, oh my God, that's the best rookie receiver I've ever seen. And then he just didn't do anything the other night.
He didn't do anything, but he didn't get much opportunity to.
And he got stepped on.
And he got stepped on.
We also got to remember too, Shepard is out. So
he's out. Yeah, he'll be out for the whole game this time.
Yeah,
and
he's
I
out.
like it. So quick review: we've got Love, Henderson, Jones, Brown. I love our receivers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, receivers are studs.
I mean, I love our running backs and our receivers. I mean, we built Jordan Love gives us a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, all we need out of Jordan Love is 12 or 13
that's what I'm saying.
points.
Not much.
That's what I'm saying, man. You don't need much for him to pay it off.
Okay, I like this.
And it's against Kansas City, so I mean,
I like the pairing with Jones. I think a lot of people are going to pair him with Adams, and I like pairing him with.
Yeah,
Jones.
I bet you there's going to be a lot of dump off targets to Aaron Jones, and he had 11 last week, even though it wasn't.
I like that we're highly represented. The only game that we're not, it's not an afternoon or night game, is the Dallas-Detroit game, or Denver game. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think those. I need to run a mathematical to prove that the afternoon games score more than the noon games, but it just seems that way.
It does seem that way. It does, especially
really
this
does.
past Sunday.
The
There was
noon
like
games,
nothing.
the first half go by and it's 7-3 in every game.
Yeah,
literally 7-3.
That's how it was.
And I look at my lineups; it's like all filled with early games.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's done. Close the laptop.
So this is nice. If nothing else, we're still alive till the night.
Yep, we got some opportunity to recover.
I think this is a well correlated lineup.
I think this is going to be our week. It's going to be a good week. I like this lineup a lot.
We got a question.
We got a question?
Yep. It is
Devontae Adams for DJ
Truly
Moore.
Seb says Devontae Adams for DJ Moore and Fournette. Who's winning that trade? Devontae Adams for DJ Moore and Fournette.
I mean, that's
a pretty good trade.
Fair trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like DJ Moore a lot.
Without knowing the lineup and the scoring, I mean, I think that's a pretty fair.
I couldn't really say anybody's getting jobbed.
No.
tonight.
No, I feel like it's pretty even. Fournette seems like he's actually the main dude there, and he's producing pretty well. So I feel like that's.
And I like DJ Moore. He just always produces too.
He's got a good
That's a
matchup this
toss-up.
week,
Yeah.
right?
I think probably for this week, I'd rather have DJ Moore and Fournette because Jordan Love's starting, and we don't really know.
And I think
like Drew said, we don't know what the chemistry is there with Jordan Love and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's the only pause I have.
And as November hits us here, I think we're going to see a lot more Fournette out of that offense.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Anyway, good question. Who's that? Who hit?
Truly,
That was truly Seb.
Welcome to the questions, Trilly Seb. If we saying that right, appreciate you here. Well, guys, we did it. I enjoyed that.
It was a good show.
I think my highlight of the show was Jared reeling off players that weren't on the slate.
it was my highlight.
If
too.
you'd gone 3 for 3, I might as well.
We should just clip that off this week,
Yeah,
right?
we
That's
definitely add
that's
that.
the clip we should get from the show.
I think we'll have a lot of clips from this
Start these players that are playing.
week. Yes. Here are the top shelf players for this week that aren't in the line. Emmy, you got anything for us? Thank you for getting up early for us and making it over here. Are you heading back to Dallas?
I'm going back to Denver.
Denver.
So I
wow.
came from Dallas here for a couple days, back to Denver,
God, the
wherever
life
they
of-
call me to go.
The life of a jet
Then
setter.
back to Dallas, and then back here, I guess.
Any news on engagements or anything like that? The engagement watch party here?
Not yet.
Lock and
Still
load.
just patiently waiting.
We've developed a theory that maybe a ring got ordered, but it might be backward.
Oh, really?
I mean, I tried to
I
order.
didn't know that.
We don't know that. I mean, obviously.
I
but
think so,
We're
too.
developing theories.
Huh.
He's been in possession of the diamond.
You could also call it a conspiracy.
Did Mark get his T-shirt?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, I
we got 2
folded
marks.
them and put them away in our new closet.
Nice. Okay.
Found it at home.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, you're off to Charlotte
Yep.
for a wedding, another cousin's wedding, right?
No, this is my friend.
Oh, okay.
I've known him since I was like 2, though. So
And we won't jump back on the wife bailing topic. But
We
your
gave that
cousin,
a good
your
5
cousin is
minutes.
flying first class with you.
yep.
Okay, you guys gonna pop up some drinks? On the
Oh
way?
yeah. We're gonna have a good time.
That's shocking. Does he drink too, or is that just you? He
No,
drinks
he
too.
does.
Yeah. Yeah. What am I talking about? You guys finished off. Have you seen the seltzer iced teas?
No.
If I was going to get back into alcoholism, seltzer iced teas might be my thing.
They're delicious. They go
They're
down
so
easy.
good.
Yeah.
It looks so good. They really do. They have-
Really?
yeah, it's like raspberry and mango.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
good.
Iced tea?
Yeah.
They're
Iced tea.
so good.
It's really good. There's
Listen
a
to
peach
it.
one in there that I loved. It was
So who do we need a
tasty.
sponsorship ad for this?
Either Truly or I mean, I
Who's
think the
making
ones
the
that
iced teas? Those
Truly.
are
Truly,
Truly makes the
Bud
iced
Light
teas?
makes them. That's the only 2 that
Truly,
I
I think Truly iced teas needs to be a sponsor.
Truly iced
I don't
tea.
even
yeah,
drink,
Truly's are good.
but they sound good to me. Julio doesn't sound like he's hit that.
No.
What's your preference? Just Bud Light?
Miller Lite. Just when
I mean,
I'm
if we're on a
drinking.
Sunday and we're about to
Miller
reel
Lite.
off a main slate, we're getting-
Wintertime, I'll drink some bourbon.
so when the witching hour hits, what is the drink in hand? Bourbon, or
Well,
depending how the lineup's doing.
So my go-to like during the week is just Dewar's and soda.
yeah,
Doers and soda.
Yeah, that's just like my everyday drink. And then I drink a lot
Coors and soda everyday drink.
I drink some beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My go-to is Truly's and Oak and Eden whiskey. My favorite whiskey of all time.
One of my favorite evenings with Julio as we wrap this up was a OU-OSU Bedlam basketball game that started at Hooters because we were like 20. And we ended up at Stitches or Sutures?
No, it was the
Sutures,
dugout.
The dugout.
Yeah, it's not in existence anymore.
Julio had 32 beers, I think, that night. Literally, we were ordering by the bucket. I wasn't drinking; he was drinking by
32
himself.
beers.
And I think we were up to 32. He sang "Every Rose Has a Thorn" with the metal
It was
band.
karaoke.
That's how you know
No,
you're
it wasn't
drunk.
It wasn't
karaoke.
karaoke. It was a
That's right.
band that demanded that you be off the stage. And then to top it all off, I drop him off. And of course, we still live with our parents back then. I drop him off, say our goodbyes. I go to my mom's house. My mom wakes me up about a half hour later to tell me that Dr. Quadra is on the phone, not Julio Quadra, the doctor.
Yeah, I wasn't on any phone.
And he's can't get Julio to wake up, and he's asking me what drugs I gave his son.
It's always Matt's fault.
We're close. He said, Matt, this is literally word for word what he said. He said, Matt, I love you like a son. Julio is unresponsive. What is he on? And this is literally what I said. He's on number 32, bro. He's on beer 33 right now in his brain. That's all he's on. He'll be fine. Maybe throw some water on his face.
I was just excited. It was a good game.
Evidently, he passed out face first on the bed. So. We've had some good we've had some good pass outs between our friends and the way they would go to bed. We have another friend that used to go home, pass out naked, and he had to put a plastic sheet on his bed because he would pee his bed.
No, not a plastic sheet. Trash bags.
No, at one point he had trash bags. Yeah. But then they actually went and bought the plastic sheet because his drunk thing was to be his bed. So
anyway, I know what I'm going to do tonight. I need
Donnie, you're welcome for that. I hope you're listening. Anyway, good show, good build. Yeah. Got to be better than last year. The energy was better. This
is going to be a good week.
We fired the remodelers that were remodeling my house so we could get the show off. We're going to have to go see if we can find them and get them back here
temporarily
to get back to working.
Still only 11 o'clock. So.
We're done by 11. Wow.
Yep.
I don't have court today, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Sweet.
So. Anyway, you guys have a good week. Enjoy your wedding.
I will.
Julio will be around, right?
Yeah.
Emmy, enjoy Denver.
Thank you.
I'm jealous. I would love to get up to Colorado for the weekend.
I'm going to Grand Junction next week.
Oh, that's a party town right there.
Is it?
No.
Grand
Junction's like the town in Colorado that it's like...
It's like the senior citizen town?
It's like the last time you hit on your way out. Like,
Is that where you go when you want to retire?
No, not even that.
Is it even pretty?
No, not even that. It's like the ass end.
Fantastic.
You'll drive through pretty stuff to get to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It sounds like Jason and I have a great time.
Into Grand Junction.
Would you agree with that assessment, Emmy? Grand Junction is probably the armpit of Colorado. Or Colorado Springs might be. One or the other.
Man,
I have not gotten
the Grand Junction
4 a.m. call to go to Grand Junction.
Well, enjoy Grand Junction when you get to go. Enjoy it. Anyway, everybody enjoy their weekend. I'm going to hit the button. We're going to bob our heads and get out of here. And I really enjoyed the show. And we'll see you next week, right? Everybody
good. Yep.
We're not to Thanksgiving yet, so everybody will be here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do it. You ready?
Yep.
Start bobbing. What a great theme song.
Matt's head bob is just him taking his headphones off.
I'm bobbing now.
See you next week.